Today is 15th May 2020. Today's topic is microbiology for second year, lesson 21. Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss about the topic microbiology. Already what we have started in the previous lecture. Today we are going to discuss about the topics of microbiology. This microbiology, in the microbiology we have two topics they given in the syllabus, that is about bacteria and viruses. Okay, already we have started about the introduction of bacteria. Okay, in the bacteria we have 5 different concepts are there. In that just we discussed about that morphology of bacteria. Today's lecture is morphology of bacteria. So our topic is bacteria. Our topic is bacteria. In the bacteria we have 5 different concepts they given in the syllabus. Okay, what are the concepts we are discussing in this syllabus is needed to discuss in detail one by one. Understood? In that the first one is, you know students, okay, morphology of bacteria. Morphology of bacteria. Okay. The second one is, okay, cell structure, bacterial cell structure and mode of nutrition, reproduction and importance of bacteria to humans. All those are the 5 different concepts what we are going to discuss. Understood? From introduction part, along with introduction part. Understand? Right, students? So introduction of the bacteria already we have completed in the previous lecture. Next one is morphology of bacteria and the next one is cell structure. The next one is mode of nutrition, reproduction and importance of bacteria to humans. Okay, students, now we better to start our topic, morphology of bacteria. You know, I think what is morphology? In your first year, you learned something else about this particular term, that is morphology. Morphology means study of external characters. Study of external characters of living organisms. Characters. Whatever the external character we are observing in the living component, just we study well, right? Especially here also we are going to study well about the external characters of bacteria. External characters of bacteria, when we focus to study well about the morphological characters of bacteria, just it explained by 2 different areas. The first area, it is what it is, size of the bacteria. The first component what necessary to discuss to understand about the morphology of bacteria, that is size of the bacteria. The next one is shape of the bacteria. Understood? Size of the bacteria and shape of the bacteria, these 2 are the components which are needed to discuss to understand about the morphology of bacteria, or which explains clearly about the morphology of bacteria. Understood? What is morphology? We know very well. The study of external characters of living components are called morphology. So here we are discussing about the morphology of bacteria. That morphology of bacteria explained by 2 components. Okay, like what they are? Size and shape. Size and shape. I think you know the bacteria are unicellular prokaryotic organisms. Bacteria generally what they are? Unicellular, you know, unicellular prokaryotic organisms. Unicellular prokaryota. Bacteria are the unicellular prokaryota. Whatever the bacteria, they have single celled organisms. Understood? But mostly they are available in a single cell or solitary in form. But majority of the cases also we are observing colonial forms, or one cell to another cell they are adhering together to form colony. Understood? Later we will discuss about all those components. Understood here? Now we discuss about size as a first component, which is basically need to understand the morphology of bacteria. Understood? So bacteria is a plural, a term bacterium is a singular. So see here size. Okay, every living organism has its own size. Understood? Okay, whatever the organism it may be, whether it is microscopic organism or macroscopic, individually they have its own measurements. Here also the bacteria which is come under microorganisms. Okay, to watch these organisms requires a device you know very well. All the bacteria are not naked to us, understood, visible to us, because they have a very small tiny structure, because they have a single cellular organization, single cell only in its living okay, structure we are observing. Okay, so size of the cell is too small because they have a single cell for perform all the functions which are needed for survival of the bacteria. Now got the point? So with the, because that's why those are called unicellular organisms. Unicellular means single celled organisms. You know, the average size of the cell is not visible to us because it is too microscopic. Whenever you want to watch the cell requires a microscope, a device called microscope. Here we are using a microscope. By using the microscope, what type of microscope is needed here? We are using here mostly light microscope. Okay, of course electron microscope is very good, but it only discovered in the period of time that is 1950s. Okay, 1940s 50s time only that electron microscope discovered. Understood? But before that only that bacteria found. Okay, discovered. By using which device they are generally okay discovered that observe that bacteria, but by a light microscope. What it is? Light microscope, which is giving an idea, about bacteria. The bacteria which we are observing under the microscope, under the light microscope, this is the device which gives an idea about that bacterial size and shape also. Understood? What it is giving? This light microscope gives an idea. About bacteria. Understood? So the average bacterial size we are observing in the microbial world, okay, are like this. Okay, generally from they are maintaining bacterial size range is from bacterial size range is from 2 to 5 micrometer. 2 to 5 micrometer in length. Actually, the average length of the bacteria is 2 to 5 micrometer, and 0.5 to 1 micrometer in breadth. Now you got the point, students? Okay, generally the bacterial size is from range is from 2 to 5 microns. 2 to 5 micrometer in length, and in the same way 0.5 to 1 micrometer in breadth. So this is the average size range of bacteria what we are observing through the light microscope. Understood, students? Right, ma? But here this is the average sizes of bacteria, but we need to discuss here one important point about largest bacteria and its size, and the smallest bacteria and their size. Understood? The size is only depends on the cell structure. How much size actually it's shown clearly by the bacteria. Understood? The average, all the bacteria does not show. Okay, this is the size range. Okay, all the bacteria does not show this with this particular size range or ranges of its size. Some are they are below this size, some are they are more than this size. The average size only we are observing about the bacterial size is range from 2 to 5 micrometer in length and 0.5 to 1 micrometer in breadth. Understood? But in that we need to discuss about a very important point. Just we discussed about the largest bacteria and the smallest bacteria and their size. The largest bacteria, is what it is? Thiomargarita, namibiensis, Thiomargarita namibiensis. You please remember, students. Thiomargarita namibiensis is a largest bacterium. It is a coccoid. The shape of this bacterium approximately coccus in shape. Okay, this Thiomargarita namibiensis is the largest bacterium in the microbial world or in the bacteriology. Okay, it is a coccoid proteo. This is the category of bacteria. Okay, coccoid is a shape which is very near to, close to, resemble to coccus. Proteobacterium is a category in which it placed. Now got the point? So coccoid proteobacterium, and it is gram negative bacterium. Already what is gram negative and what is gram positive bacteria? Already in the first year we discussed. You please recall. So it is a gram negative bacterium which is not hold the stain. Understood? Stain. So coccoid proteobacterium and gram negative bacterium, these are the characteristic features of the largest bacterium called Thiomargarita namibiensis. It was discovered first time by Head N. Schulze and other scientists also, and his colleagues and others discovered in 1997. You please remember, in the year 1997 first time they only discovered that largest bacterium called Thiomargarita namibiensis by a great scientist Head N. Schulze and others in 1997. In the generally this Thiomargarita namibiensis are settled in the sediments of oceans. Or ocean shelf of Namibia. Africa. Understood? There only first time discovered that bacteria Thiomargarita namibiensis, which is going to show the cell sizes or cells size or range. It is from 100 to 300 micrometer, or it also converted into 0.1 to 0.3 millimeter. Understood? This is the cell size or size range of Thiomargarita namibiensis, which is the largest bacterium. Now got the point, students? Right? It is a cell size. In some cases, in some times it attains cell size cell size is 3 by 4th part of the 1 millimeter. Understood? Means okay, 750 micrometer. Okay, to convert it into millimeters, it is 0.75 mm. 3 by 4th part of the millimeter, 1 millimeter. So this is the cell size range which is mostly we are going to observe, mostly we visit this particular cell like bacteria, which is the largest bacteria like Thiomargarita namibiensis, which was the largest bacteria which first discovered by the scientist Hidden Schulze and others in the year 1997 in the sediments of ocean shelf of Namibia, which is in Africa. Now got the point, students? So this is the information we gathered about largest bacteria which has the cell sizes from 100 to 300 micrometer, which is converted into millimeters, 0.1 to 0.3 millimeters. Understood? And in some cases these Thiomargarita namibiensis is also somewhat larger size we seen, that is it attains the cell size is from maximum up to 750 micrometer, which turn into 0.75 millimeter, which is 3 by 4th part of the millimeter, 3 by 4th part of a 1 mm. This much size also shown by the, okay, in some cases shown by this Thiomargarita namibiensis, which considered as a largest bacterium. Here you better to discuss about one more important bacterium, that is smallest bacterium in the microbial world. The smallest bacteria, which one is the smallest bacteria in the microbial world, students? The smallest bacteria is Mycoplasma. What it is? Mycoplasma. You please remember. So Mycoplasma or Mycoplasmas. In that the best exemplary bacteria is Mycoplasma genitalium. Mycoplasma genitalium is a bacterium which is come under, okay, Mycoplasmas. This is the smallest bacterium in the world, in the microbial world. Now you got the point. Which one is the smallest bacteria? Mycoplasmal. What it is? Genitalium. Now you got the point. So this is the bacterium which is going to maintain the cell size is cell size of the smallest bacteria. Cell size range is from 200 to 300 nanometers. 200 to 300 nanometers. This is the cell size range of the bacterium which we are calling as the smallest bacterium in the microbial world. You please remember. Understood, students? You know, I think in the first year we learned little bit about this bacterium like Mycoplasmas. These Mycoplasmas are also called as mollicutes. What it is? These Mycoplasmas are also called as mollicutes. Mollicutes are in some cases we are also observing PPLO, pleuropneumonia like organisms. Understood? PPLO, pleuropneumonia like organisms which come under the category like mollicutes. Understood? So this is the smallest bacterium is going to maintain its size range is from 200 to 300 nanometers. Understood? The largest bacterium cell size is like that. In between these two, okay, cell sizes and their ranges, the bacteria, the whole bacteria is going to be loaded, maintain that cell size. Now you got the point. So the average cell size of the bacteria is, you please remember, that is they maintain average cell size is 2 to 5 micrometer in length and 0.5 to 1 micrometer in okay, breadth. Now got the point. So now we are going to discuss about the shape of the bacteria, which is very important concept to understand the morphology of bacteria. Now you all please put the heading, okay, shape of the bacterium. What it is, friends? Shape of the bacterium. Shape. Already we discussed a little bit about the shape of an organism just because of the external structure or layer which covers the organisms and their body. Understood? Here body is not that much development is not there, but it is a single cell. But whatever the cell is covered by the outer line as a boundary line, that boundary line covered by the which layer? Which layer is only the, or which membrane is only the reason for getting the shape of the bacteria. Here you know already we discussed the shape of the bacteria. The shape of the bacteria is because of a rigid means hard, rigid cell wall. Rigid cell wall you know very well. Generally in the bacteria the cell wall is made up of peptidoglycans. Peptidoglycans, when they are eubacteria we seen peptidoglycans means peptides are there and glycans means sugars are also there. Isn't right or wrong? Both the sugars and amino acids composition we are observing in the bacterial cell wall, generally in the eubacteria. Whereas in the archaeobacteria we seen what pseudomurin or murin as a main component and chief component which they are constructed, which they are forming constitute a cell wall. Whatever it may be, here in the bacteria a rigid cell wall. The shape of the bacteria is only determined by the rigid cell wall which is present here. A rigid cell wall which determines. So, rigid cell wall is a region for showing a shape of bacteria. So, the rigid cell wall determines the shape of a cell. Shape of the cell. Understood students? Here the shape of the bacterial cell only because of the rigid cell wall which is present in the bacteria. So due to the presence of rigid cell wall, the different shapes of bacteria we are observing, because all the bacteria are not with the similar in shape. Understood? Similar in shape. Here basically we see in different types of shapes of bacteria we see. Okay, basically four different shapes of bacteria we see which we observe under the microscope, light microscope or electron microscope. So, four different types of shapes in bacteria they are present. Now got the point students? Okay, the bacterial cells and their shape determines because of the rigid cell wall. Due to the presence of rigid cell wall, the bacteria is going to possess four different types of and shapes generally we seen. So with the four different shapes of bacteria we are observing. Understood? So these bacteria, four different shapes of bacteria, what generally we seen here? We seen some bacteria may be spherical or round in shape, we are observing here. The shape of the bacteria is round or spherical. Understood? The shape of the bacteria which is in the round or spherical, that is we are calling what? A cocci. That bacteria we are calling cocci. Cocci is a term which we are using for the shape of the bacteria which is in the shape spherical or round shaped bacteria. Now got the point? Cocci is a plural, coccus is a singular. Now got the point? Cocci is a plural term and the coccus is a singular term what we are using for the bacterial shapes. So what is the shape actually? Whenever you see that particular term, here the term coccus, it indicating yes the bacteria is in the shape, it is round shaped bacteria. So it is the first type of shape what we seen here. The second one is some bacteria maybe elongated rod like structures, elongated rod like structures, rod like or cylindrical in shape, cylindrical shape, cylindrical shape, cylindrical shape or elongated rod like structures in which bacteria we seen as its own shape are called bacilli. What is the bacteria? They are bacilli. Bacilli is a plural, bacillus is a singular. Whenever you want to talk about a single bacterium, then we are using the term bacillus, or a group of bacteria or group of bacterium collectively called as bacilli, plural word. Now got the point? So the term indicating bacilli or bacillus relate to the shape of the bacteria. What is the shape of the bacteria we see here? Long cylindrical in shape or elongated shape. The third type of shape of bacteria, that is, some are in comma shape. Whatever the punctuational marks we are using, right, in the languages, so that is a comma shaped bacteria. Comma shaped bacteria we are calling as Vibrios. The bacteria which we are going to observe the shape, it is comma shape. That type of bacteria we are calling what? Vibrios. And another type of shape of bacteria like that is helical shaped bacteria. Helical shaped bacteria. Helical shaped bacteria. Helical shaped bacteria is called spirillum. Spirillum. These terms you please remember, spirillum or spirelli. Spirelli or spirillum is a bacteria which is going to show the shape, it is helical shaped bacteria. Helical shape. Understood, students? So all these are the basic different types of shapes of bacteria we seen. Understood? And one more important point here you need to remember, that is about pleomorphic bacteria. You please remember. Pleomorphic bacteria. Pleomorphic bacteria means a bacteria which change their shape according to the environmental conditions, according to their habitat and nutrient availability. What type of nutrients they are getting in the respective habitat where they are living. According to the habitat or environment, in which area they are living, in which habitat they are living, according to the environment or habitat and nutrient availability, some bacteria they change their, keep on changing their shape. They are not permanent with a specific shape, either as a coccus, as bacillus, as vibrios or spirillum. They do not possess with a single, they do not stand with a specific shape. That bacteria which is keep on changing their body shape or cell shape according to the habitat or environment and nutrient availability, that is the bacteria we are calling pleomorphic bacteria. You please remember. Note down. Pleomorphic bacteria, bacteria which continuously change its shape according to the environment, and the nutrient availability, it keep on change its body shape. That bacteria we are calling pleomorphic bacteria. The best example for this pleomorphic bacteria is Acetobacter. You please remember, Acetobacter. Acetobacter is an example for pleomorphic bacteria which continuously keep on or continuously change their body shape according to the habitat in which environment they are living, and in that habitat what nutrient availability they getting. Based on that only they can easy to change and modify their shape, change their shape according to the environment and nutrient availability. Such kinds of bacteria are called pleomorphic bacteria. Best example is Acetobacter, which do not have stable with a specific shape like either Coccus or Bacillus or Vibrio or Spirillum. They haven't any specific shape according to the environment and nutrient availability. They keep on change their shape. Okay, with which shape they convenient to get right survival in the respective habitat and get nutrients conveniently. Understood, Anna? So based on that only they keep on change their body shape. Such kinds of bacteria are called pleomorphic bacteria. So like that, all these are the different kinds of shapes of bacteria what generally we seen. In this particular shapes of bacteria, we need to discuss about Vibrios and Spirillum. Here some Vibrios are the bacteria which is in the shape, it is comma shaped. Comma looking like a half twisted structure. Isn't right or wrong? Means less than one complete twist. Whatever the cylindrical structure you may take, if we turn it like this, if turn like this, what happens? It is going to get the shape, it is complete twist like S shape. A complete twist we are expecting there. Understood? But that type of structure is not seen in the Vibrios. Vibrios we seen only less than one complete twist or half complete twisted cells or the structures we are observing, shapes we are observing in the bacteria are called Vibrios, which is appears to be a comma shape, comma. Understood? Punctuational marks what we are using like comma. Understand? Okay, helical shaped bacteria are called Spirillum. Here these Spirillum or maybe a complete one complete twisted cells are there, or more than one or two complete twisted cells also we are observing. Now got the point? Understand, students? So let us see to understand about the shapes of a bacteria and how all these bacteria crowded to maintain either solitary forms or crowded to make colonial forms. Okay, what based on the colonial forms, what are, is there any shapes and structures may changed or not once we discussed. Understood? Now we better to draw the diagrammatic representation for each type of shape of bacteria what already we discussed. Okay, in that the first one is what it is. The first shape what we seen here, that is spherical or round shaped bacteria called Coccus or cocci. Cocci bacteria or Coccus. What is the shape it is? Okay, its shape is round shape or spherical shape. It is a bacteria which is in the shape, it is spherical shape or round shape. So round shaped bacteria we are calling what? We use a term that is Coccus or cocci. Cocci is a plural, Coccus is a singular. Now you got the point, students? So the structure of the bacteria Coccus is like this. When they are in the separate form, individual forms, the cells like this, the cells like bacteria going to possess a shape that is a round shaped bacteria. Now got the point? This type of shape in which bacteria we seen, those bacteria are called cocci. That bacterium are called Coccus. Now got the point? The second one, what is the shape it is already discussed now? The second shape we have discussed, that is Bacillus. Note down, students, Bacillus or bacilli. Bacillus or bacilli. Bacillus means singular, a bacterium. Bacilli means a bacteria, plural. So what is the shape actually we seen in the bacteria called as Bacillus or bacilli? The shape it is elongated cylindrical structures. Understood? Or rod-like structures. Elongated rod-like structures. Rods or cylindrical in shape. What is the shape it is? Cylindrical in shape. Elongated rods or cylindrical shape. This type of bacteria we are calling what? Bacilli. Bacterium are called bacillus. Its shape is like this. See. This type of bacterium we see. All these are the, which is the shape it is elongated rod-like structures we are observing. This type of shapes of bacteria we are calling what? Bacillus or bacilli. The next type, the next shape what we see in the bacteria, that is, what it is? Vibrio or vibrios. Vibrios are the bacteria. What is the shape it is showing clearly here? That is comma-shaped bacteria. Comma-shaped bacteria. This comma-shaped bacteria like vibrios is also come under helical-shaped bacteria like spirelli or spirillum. Why? Here incomplete twisted structure we are observing. Helical bacteria is a twisted structures. Understood? Helical forms bacteria means twists we are generally seen in the shape of the bacteria. Here, okay, less than one complete twist we seen in the bacteria called vibrio. That is looking like a comma-shaped bacteria. The shape is like this. What it is? Like this. All these are the shapes and structures are looking like, okay, comma shape. What is the shape it is? Comma shaped bacteria. All these are, okay, having all these are having individual cells. These individual cells have less than one complete twist. Less than one complete twist we seen. Understood? These are also we just understand resembles to spirillum. Understood? Or spirelli. But in the spirillum we seen complete twists of cells we seen, shapes of cells we seen. But here incomplete twist we seen, that is less than one complete twist we seen. It appears to be a comma. That type of comma shaped bacteria we are calling vibrios. Now got the point? Now got the point, students? The next one, the fourth type of shape of bacteria, that is spirillum. What it is? Spirillum. Spirillum or spirelli. Spirelli is a plural, spirillum is a singular. Okay. Here, what shape we seen here? Here we seen helical rod-like structures. Helical rod-like shapes we seen in the bacteria called spirillum or spirelli. Here we seen two types of spirillum or spirelli we seen it is. Okay, that is spirillum and second one is spirochetes. Spirochetes. Now got the point. What is the difference between these two? These two are also possess helical rod-like structures. Understood? But the difference is number of twists or number of complete twists. How many we seen here? Limited number of twists we seen, more than one or two complete twists we seen here. Okay, what we seen here? The spirillum structure we seen more than one complete twist we seen. One complete twist we seen. You please note down. One complete twist we seen. Where? In the spirillum. Okay, the structure is like this. All of you draw the diagram. One complete twist we seen. One complete twist or more than one complete twist we seen here. More than one complete twist we seen. Whereas in the spirochetes, we seen what it is. What we seen? Continuous spiral forms we are observing. A long chain like a long thread rod like a helical structure we are observing. That is appears to be okay. Helical or twisted screw. What is the screw we are observing? Yes, that is that the type of structure we are observing means here a large number of complete twists we are observing. Large number of complete twists we seen. Now got the point? That is we are calling what spirochete. Its structure is like this. You please draw the diagram. The structure of spirochetes are like this. So many twists we are observing. Okay, that type of structures are called spirochetes. What they are? Spirochetes. Okay, here along with these different shapes of bacteria, we are also observing some other bacteria like Beggiota. A very good exemplary bacteria called Beggiota, where we seen a long chain like structure is seen in a bacteria called Beggiota. In Beggiota we seen a long chain like structure, a long cylindrical structure we are observing. Understood? That is we are another bacterium what it is called Beggiota. Like that different kinds of shapes of bacteria we discussed here. Understood? Now we are going to discuss about different types of bacteria, what they differentiate based on their colonies, based on their what we call attachment or adhering together, one to another they adhere. In some cases, rarely, in the cases of spirillum only we are observing what? Okay, spirillum, the shape of bacteria spirillum mostly it is available or found in the form of solitary form, means single cells only they are living. But other than the spirillum, more and more number of bacteria, different shapes of bacteria we generally seen, especially like coccus and bacillus. Especially like coccus and bacillus are the bacteria which they are found in the form of colonial forms. Colonies. One cell to another cell they are adhering together. Adhering together means bind together. Now got the point? And the number of the cells and their arrangement and togetherness are adhering together, we dividing this bacteria are of many types. Especially that particular forms of or shapes of bacteria like coccus and bacillus are the most of the bacteria which they are found in the form of colonies. So now have a look into the different categories of bacteria based on their arrangement of cells, based on their what we call adhering together, and based on their arrangement we are dividing these coccus and bacillus bacteria into some other types. Now have a look into the types of bacillus and coccus based on their togetherness and adhering together and arrangement of cells and the number of the cells. Understood? The bacterial cells or may be individuals or may be individual. The best exemplary bacterial cells which they are growing individually or independently, not making colonies, not gathering together. So individual organism they are going to survive. Such kinds of bacterial example is spirillum. What it is, students? Spirillum or spiralli. Spirillum. Here spirillum is a single, spiralli is a group. Okay. Here the best exemplary bacteria, that is spirillum, where we see individual bacterial cells we are observing, right students? Okay, and most of the cases we are observing these bacterial cells are in grouping forms, means colonies. Grouping forms are colonies, bacterial colonies they formed. These grouping forms are mostly we seen in the two types, two different shapes of bacteria, especially like cocci and bacilli. You please remember cocci and bacilli. In between these two also, coccus or cocci is having more complex forms of arrangement than bacilli. You please remember, than bacilli. So more complex forms or colonies of different forms of bacteria we see in, that is cocci, than that of bacilli. You please remember. Understood, students? So now have a look into the different colonies and different bacterial and bacterial colonies like coccal forms and bacillus. Understood? What are the different categories of bacteria they are going to be formed? So here these colonies just we are dividing based on this arrangement of coccal bacteria and bacilli based on the adhering property. Adhering means binding. Okay, adhering of bacterium one another after cell division. You know, mostly the cell division or the reproduction, what we see in binary fission. Yes, isn't right or wrong? Binary fission we see. So after the binary fission, most of the cases we see what it is, binary fission. In all the favorable conditions, bacteria follow the method of reproduction called asexual reproduction called binary fission. After every binary fission, we are getting two daughter cells or two bacterial cells. There is no daughter and there is no parental cell, because parental cell is not permanent. The parental cell completely divided into two alls. Understood? So during the process of binary fission, after the binary fission, every time we are getting two cells, that the cells are not get separated. Where they are going to form colonies, that producing new cells as it is, they binding one another to make a large number of cellular colonies what we see in the bacteria. Understood, students? So see here, based on the othering of bacterium one another after cell division, and also the number of the cells, how many cells are othering, the number of the cells and their arrangement. What is the arrangement they follow? Arrangement is also very important, you know. What is the arrangement they follow? This is the number of cells and their arrangement, and based on the othering bacterium one to another after cell division are the main criteria for categorize. You please note down. Main criteria for categorize the bacteria. Categorize the bacteria. Which bacteria mostly we categorized here to understand their colonies with different terms? They are coccus or cocci and bacilli. Cocci and bacilli. Okay, categorize the bacteria. Okay. The categories, first one is the cocal forms. The cocal forms. You got the point? You all understand or not, students? See here, the cocal forms of bacteria make its colonies named as the first one is monococcus, the second one is diplococcus, the third one is tetracoccus, the fourth one is sarcina, the fifth one is streptococcus. You please note down, students, streptococcus. The sixth one, staphylococcus. Mostly we seen these are the different forms of colonies made by the type of bacteria called cocal bacteria or coccus. What is the bacteria? It is cocci. The cocal bacteria or cocal forms of bacterial cell are going to available in the different forms of colonies like either monococcus, diplococcus, tetracoccus, sarcina, streptococcus and staphylococcus. All these are the different categories of colonies made by the bacteria, a shape of bacteria called coccus, or round shaped bacteria or spherical shaped bacteria. So more number of more different types of colonies based on their shape and their arrangement we are observing. That's why cocal forms or cocci shaped bacteria are going to show more complex forms and complex arrangement than that of bacilli. Understood? So that bacillus bacteria is also possess basically three different types of forms of colonies. In the same way, the bacilli, the bacteria, bacillus forms of bacteria exist in three different forms basically, like monobacillus, diplobacillus and streptobacillus. Understood, students? Streptobacillus. Now have a look into all these different types of forms of bacteria what given by coccus bacteria and bacillus. Listen here. So the different cocal forms here we better to discuss along with suitable diagrams. So cocal forms existed in its habitat or environment. Habitat or its environment. Cocal forms existed in its environment or habitat. So the first type it is cocal form, it is what it is. Already we discussed now. The first form it is monococcus. Here meaning we have right what it is, monococcus. Monococcus means here mono means single. Here we seen a single cocal cell lives as a single or solitary in condition, right? That type of single celled or single individual cocal cell is called monococcus. What it is? Monococcus. You please use the term monococcus. The second one is means what here? We better to draw the diagram also. So it is here only one cell we see here. One cell. If this is the cell, whenever it is in the favorable conditions, it also getting division. It is also going to get the division whether it is a horizontal transverse or vertical division. It is going to producing two more. It is completely divided into two cells. These two cells are also not adhering in condition. These two are not adhering. Adhering means not binding. Independently they are living. Okay, cell 1 and cell 2 independently they are living, they are not getting binding. So independently they are living means finally we seen only one cell which they are get separated. So that type of condition we seen in the particular forms of coccal forms of bacteria called monococcus. Okay, single coccal cell we seen here. The second category, that is about diplococcus. Tell me what it is, students? Diplococcus. Diplococcus. Here diplococcus means a pair of coccal forms or coccal forms of bacteria. Coccal forms of bacteria. Pair in form here we seen whatever the single coccus bacterium we are observing, the single coccus bacterium, if it is going to get okay, vertical fission or vertical division we will get here, vertical division. This vertical division in the single coccus or monococcus is going to be get divided into two like this, cell 1 and cell 2. These two are not get separated like this. These two are adhere, bind as it is with the gelatinous substance which is present on the surface of the outer surface of the individual cells. Individual cell in which we seen here gelatinous substance which is giving property to adhering these two cells, cell 1 and cell 2. These two are in the condition what? Binding in condition or adhering in condition, students. You please note down, binding or adhering. Adhering together, they appears to a single organism, but here two organisms are there, two cells are here. So how many cells are here? Two cells are. That's why it is called diplococcus. What is the shape? It is coccus. That's why diplo means two, coccus means shape of the bacteria which is round in shape. So that's why these bacteria are called diplococcus bacteria. It is called monococcus bacterium. What it is? Single bacterial cell we see in here. Right, students? So next one is if it is vertically divided like this, or otherwise what happens if it is horizontal or transverse division we are getting now, then it is going to give two daughter cells as it is like this. The cells are arranging like this and these two are okay in binding in condition or adhering in condition. Okay, whatever it may be, here also two cells we seen, right, which are going to be adhering together. These are also come under diplococcus bacteria. Now coming to the point, next type of bacteria which we see here. Okay, the third one, tetracoccus bacteria. Tetracoccus bacteria. In the tetracoccus bacteria, what actually we see in, students? See here, the tetracoccus means here a group which consists of four cells, which consists of four. What is the shape of the cells we see here? In the term only we can get idea, what type of shapes of bacteria they are making. Tetracoccus, they are making diplococcus, they are making monococcus. In the term only we have the word coccus indicating the shape of the bacteria. Okay, before that whatever the term we are using indicating number of the cells, how many they are participating in the okay adhering in condition or binding in condition. So here how many cells we seen here? Four cells we seen, means a group of four coccal cells. Four coccal cells. It is a group, a single group, but it consists of single group, but it is not contains a single organism. Here four different four individual bacteria adhering together to make a right arrangement of forms of coccal forms that is a tetracoccus. What it is? Tetracoccus. Different coccal forms we seen here which they existed in the environment. It is also one of the coccal forms and their arrangement. Tetracoccus, a group of four coccal cells in which coccal form as it should be existed in the environment, it is called tetracoccus. Here Tetracoccus is looking like this. Whatever the first, for example, see here it is a monococcus. It is a cell monococcus which is going to get divided. For example, the division is like this. In this manner, the binary fission is taking place. Binary fission, what we seen here. So if binary fission is occurring in this direction, what happens? In the first step, it is dividing into two cells. Like this. You please remember, this is a cell 1, this is cell 2. So side by side, two cells they are producing here. Understood? But in the particular Tetracoccus, most of the forms they appears. Okay, after that, these two are going to be getting division in this direction, transverse direction or okay, horizontal direction. For the binary fission, what next it occurred in between or on the in the particular two cells what we seen here. So the binary fission is occurring in this particular direction. Then what happens here? 1, 2, 3, 4 cells will be formed like this. Like this. Okay, like that. How many cells we seen here? Cell 1, cell 2, cell 3, cell 4. Four bacterial cells they appears here. All these are just only they appears like a single organism, but here it is not a single organism. Here how many organisms we seen? How many bacterial cells we seen? 4 bacterial cells we seen here. This type of arrangement, this type of form in the coccal forms of bacteria are called Tetracoccus. Tetracoccus bacteria, you please remember. Tetracocci or Tetracoccus bacteria. Understood? So Tetracocci form also we seen. Right ma? Next one is what it is? Sarcina. The next one is Streptococcus. The next one is Staphylococcus. Once we look into that remaining coccal forms which they are existed in the environment. Next type it is in this coccal forms, that is Sarcina. Students, you please remember the terminology ma. It's very very important. Sarcina or Sarcinae. Here the Sarcinae is also the shape of cocci bacteria. It is also very important question. It is not belongs to Bacilli or Vibrios or Spirillum. It is the Sarcinae is a form, the form of existed form of bacteria or colonial form of bacteria like coccus. Okay, Sarcinae it is a group or a cube of 8 cells. It is appears to be a cube. Appears to be a cube of 8 cells. You remember, it is very important. How many cells are going to make a cube-like structure in the Sarcina? 8 cells. You please remember. It is a cube of or a group of 8 cells is in the systematic arrangement. A systematic shape we see here. Okay, all those 8 cells together to bind and make a cube-like appearance. That is we are calling what? Sarcinae. Initially a single coccus or bacterial cell divide continuously by the following methods of binary fission, then they finally going to make a systematic arrangement and a particular shape like a cube which contains 8 cells. That the particular condition of these colonies or existed forms of cocci are called Sarcina. You please remember. The structure is like this. The Sarcina structure is like this. You please draw the diagram. Okay. 8 cells generally they are, for example, this is the single coccus is dividing in the binary fission, it is dividing in this direction, it forms 2 cells initially, 1, 2. After that these 2 are again divided into in this direction. This is A, this is B. Okay. In the binary fission B, again horizontal or transverse section done here. Then it is going to form 4 cells. Now got the point? These 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 cells. This is the Tetracoccus condition. Tetracocci condition again vertically divided to form 4 individual cells like this. Okay. So this is the condition we are calling what Nana? Sarcina. So how many cells finally we have here? Independently each and every cell get divided into 2 like that. How many of the cells we see here in the Tetracoccus, 4 are there. 4 equally divided under the process of binary fission. Finally, they are going to form 8 cells. 5, 6, 7, 8. There appears to be a cube-like appearance. This cube-like appearance contains how many cells? 8 cells. What is the shape of cells we see here? Coccus. That's why it is called Sarcinae. Understood, students? The next type of coccal forms which they existed here are what it is? Streptococcus. Note down. The next type of coccal forms is Streptococcus. Here strepto means a chain. You please remember the meaning. Strepto means chain. So all the cells supposed to take it is a single coccus which is continuously divided in one direction. One direction is vertical direction, it is continuously divided. For example, in the first division, first binary fission 1, it get divided into 2. Is it right or wrong? The cells are not separated, they are in the adhering in condition. 2 cells we formed here, right? From a single binary fission. Again, independently these two are going to be get divided. Then what happens? These two are again divided into 4 cells in one row or linear direction. Is it right or wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4. Again these 4 are developing into the same direction they follow to divide in the particular method of division called binary fission. What happens? These 4 again dividing into 2, each one divided into 2. So 4 into 2, how many cells we are getting here finally? 8 cells we are getting in the linear direction or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 like that continuously. 8 into like continuously the cell number increases. I got the point. In one direction that cells are going to be increases and loaded here. This is a long chain like structure, long chain like linear long chain like structure it is going to be formed. This is we are calling what? Streptococcus. Streptococcus means long chain like appearance. Long chain like, note down, chain like appearance we are getting here due to the gathering of a group of cells what they divided by the process of binary fission. Now got the point. The last shape in the coccal forms, that is, you please write here and draw here, understand, that is Staphylococcus. What it is, students? Staphylococcus. Staphylococcus means okay, bunches of bacteria we see here. Bunches of bacteria adhere. Bunches of bacteria adhere or adhering in irregular pattern of arrangement. This is a very important point, you please remember. Irregular pattern of arrangement. Irregular pattern of arrangement we see here. Okay. The cell number is not the matter here. More number of cells they attached, but not following any a specific shape like Sarcina. What we see in a specific shape like cube, they are not maintaining any shape. Okay, the bunch of coccal bacteria or coccus attached one to another and adhering together to make irregular pattern of arrangement of colony we see in, that is we are calling what Staphylococcus bacteria. Okay, tuft bacteria they existed without any regular pattern of arrangement. Okay, how we seen that bunches of grapes they attaches to the particular parts of the plants. How all those are the fruits like grapes they attach it one another without any a regular arrangement is not seen. In the same way, a group of bacteria, they attached one to another. Of course, all these are the group of bacteria, they formed, they attached, okay, because of binary fission. A number of bacteria, they attached here, but without any a regular arrangement. This type of arrangement, bunches of bacteria where it is present, bunches of bacteria. The bacteria shape it is coccus or cocci. So these bunches of bacteria in which existed forms of coccus forms we seen, that coccus forms we are calling what? Staphylococcus bacteria. What it is, students? Staphylococcus bacteria. And finally, we better to discuss about very little information about bacillus, the existed forms of bacillus, what we are discussing here. There are only 3 forms. You please come to understand about that different existed forms of bacillus in the same way how we seen in the cocci. Cocci is going to possess more complex forms of existed forms of colonies, but here only 3 forms of bacillus bacteria we are observing, which they are going to adhering one another and forms different number of cells what they attached to make different arrangements. Okay, here 3 different arrangements of bacteria we seen. Okay, bacillus bacteria we seen here. Bacillus bacteria, bacillus bacteria, okay, existed in 3 different forms. 3 different forms. Simply you please remember in that the first one is monobacillus. Here same as it is. Mono means single. Here in the monobacillus we seen only single elongated bacterium is present. Single elongated bacterium. Elongated means elongated rod-like. The rod-like structures in which bacteria we seen? The bacteria bacillus. Now got the point. So we seen only one cell which is in the shape that is rod shape, that is we are calling monobacillus. Now got the point. Diagram is like this. You please draw the diagram. A single rod shaped bacterium we seen. This type of shape, a single bacterium in which we seen, it is called monobacillus. The second one is a diplobacillus. Come to the next category, that is diplobacillus. Diplo means already I said 2. Here bacilli number is 2 here, but bacilli number is 2 here. These 2 are not separated in form like this. Of course, supposed to think it is a single bacterium which is getting divided into 2 bacterial cells in the process of binary fission. These 2 are not get binding in condition, not othering, get separated. That type of arrangement we are calling monobacillus. But here in the diplobacillus means these 2, whatever the number of bacterial cells they formed, but 2 pairing of bacilli we seen. That pairing of bacilli has 2 bacterial cells. These 2 are adhering together. Understood? Diplo means 2. So here 2 bacilli in adhering in condition. One to another they are binding in condition like this. You please draw the diagram. Yes. Supposed to think initially it is a single bacterium which is going to get binary fission in this direction, binary fission. Then what happens? 2 daughter cells will be formed. Then these 2 are not get separated into monobacillus. Those 2 as it is attached. If they may again divide continuously, then they are going to form some other existed forms of bacilli. Or otherwise, if they are separated, always they separated, but each and every group contains 2 cells. Those are called diplobacillus. See here. When a single bacterium get divided into 2, 1, 2, these 2 are going to be get attached. these two are going to be get attached here with the gelatinous substance. So here cell 1, cell 2. How many cells are here? 2 cells are here. Understood? These two are generally we seen in the category of bacteria called Diplobacillus. The next category of bacterial forms, that is what it is? Streptobacillus. You please remember, these three are the forms basically we seen in the colonies or the forms of bacilli. Understand? Streptobacilli or Streptobacillus. Okay, Streptobacilli or Streptobacillus. Already I said na, strepto means what it is? Chain form. A long chain like forms in which bacterial forms we are observing, those are called Streptobacillus or Streptococcus. If they are in the round shaped bacteria, Streptococcus. If they are in the elongated rod shaped bacteria, it is called Streptobacillus. So suppose to think it is a single bacterium which is in the cylindrical in shape. If it is divided continuously, what happens? Every time it producing two bacterial cells. All these are the bacterial cells continuously dividing and forms a linear long chain like structure. That type of chain like structure it is called what it is? Streptobacilli. This is a single bacilli when it is going to get binary fission continuously. Binary fission continuously due to number of fissions, what happens? They are producing huge number of cells. Huge number of cells. All these other cells are arranged and existed in one direction, linear direction. What happens? It appears to be a chain form. It appears to be a chain form. Okay, especially the what we call Streptobacillus appears to be a straw. You know straw? What we are using for piercing liquids. So straw-like appearance we seen. Straw-like appearance we are getting. Straw-like appearance we are getting only in the Streptobacillus bacteria. What it is? Streptobacillus bacteria. Then large number of bacteria one to another they attached to make a long chain like this. See all of you, and draw the diagram very neatly. So like that, a long chain like forms of bacillus bacteria, long elongated rod like structures which they one to another they attach, they are adhering to make a long chain or long chain like forms of bacilli bacteria which they appears to be a straw like appearance. Straw like appearance are called Streptobacilli or Streptobacillus bacteria. So like that, all these are the different forms of bacteria what we have discussed here. In the next lecture we are going to discuss about cell structure. Already we have discussed about cell structure in the first year botany, but now we better to discuss about the different, actually the cell to cell, all the bacterial cells which are not possessed commonly, in which structures they are going to show some differences. The different forms of or structures of bacteria, what actually they are going to be seen in the bacteria as a flagellum and plasmids. Understood? Flagellum and plasmids. In the next lecture we are discussing about cell structure, especially about the different characters from one bacteria to another bacteria, what actually they are like flagellum and plasmids. Okay students, thank you.